Greetings everyone. I'm making this video to help demonstrate how to convert units, and up on the upper right hand corner I've written down a couple of what are called conversion factors here that I'm going to use in my example. So this one here, there's 2.5 centimeters, 2.54 centimeters is equal to 1 inch, and 1.6 kilometers is equal to 1 mile, and I'm going to use these, or I'll be referring to these in some of the examples that I work on. So let's say we've got a distance here of 26.0 centimeters, and we want to convert that into inches. So in other words, we want to know, how many inches this is. Whenever we're doing conversions, what we're always going to be doing is multiplying by a fraction. So we're going to take this animal, we're going to multiply by a fraction, and here's the key to a unit conversion. The fractions have to have units that cancel the units you're trying to get rid of and leave you with what you want. So in this example, if I'm trying to convert centimeters to inches, my conversion factor here needs to have centimeters on the bottom and inches up top. And now you'll notice that the centimeters will cancel and leave me with inches. Now the thing is about these fractions, they also have to be equal to 1. Otherwise we'll be changing the value of the 26 centimeters. And that's where this comes in play. Because 2.54 centimeters is equal to 1 inch, we can put 1 inch over 2.54 centimeters. And now, multiplying this conversion factor doesn't actually change the value. So when we multiply this out, and I'm just going to get my calculator and run it, and what I get out of this is about 10.2 inches. The 10 is coming from 26.0 times 1, and then divide by 2.54. Right? So, as another example, I'm going to take 50 mile per hour. I'm going to write that 50 mile over hours. And we're going to convert that to kilometers per hour. So again, to do the conversion, what we're going to do is we're going to multiply this by a fraction. The fraction needs to cancel the units that I don't want, leave me with the units that I want. So in this example, I want the miles to go away, and I want to be left with kilometers. So my fraction is going to have kilometers up top, miles in the bottom. And again, the conversion factors are typically things you would look up. So I've already done that for us here. There's 1.6 kilometers per mile. So this is a 1.6 over 1 mile. And when we multiply this out, and here's the important part, you'll notice that the miles cancel. Dimensionally, we're left with kilometers over hours. And when we multiply this out, I think I get 80 kilometers per hour here. So I'm going to go ahead and do one more example here that's got a couple different things going on. So I'm going to take the number 100 mile per hour, and we're going to convert that to feet per second. So in this example, two things need to be converted. First, the miles needs to be converted to feet, and then second, the hours needs to be converted into seconds. So what I'm going to do here is just use two different fractions to do the conversion. So the first fraction I'm going to use here is going to be intended to convert the miles to feet. So this fraction will have feet up top and miles in the bottom. Now, I guess I didn't get that one listed over here. I'll go ahead and do that now. 5,280 feet is equal to 1 mile. And again, this is something that you would look up if you were working this conversion. So in my conversion factor here, I'm going to have 5,280 feet over 1 mile. So now, if we were to multiply this out, the important thing to note is that the miles cancel, and we would have a number with units of feet per hour. Now, I don't want feet per hour. I'm trying to get this into feet per second. So what I'm going to do is multiply this by another conversion factor. I want to get rid of hours and leave me with seconds. So this conversion factor will have hours up top, seconds in the bottom. And there's 3,600 seconds in 1 hour. So when we multiply this all out, this whole thing, dimensionally, the miles cancel, the hours cancel, and we're left with feet over seconds. So if I go ahead and take my calculator and multiply this out, what I get is about 147, and then unit-wise, we're left with feet over seconds. So here's some examples of how you do conversion factors. Again, it's all about multiplying by a fraction, and the important thing is knowing what units to put where. You always want to arrange the units to cancel what you don't want and leave you with what you want. As a quick kind of check for understanding, why don't you take a moment now and take 3,000 feet per second. Write out the conversion factors and do the multiplication, and see if you get see if you can get that converted correctly. When I did this, I got 2,045 miles per hour. All right. If you get that conversion done, you're probably in pretty good shape. If not, I'll be making a second video on unit conversions, and I would suggest you run through video 2.